Tom was born in Detroit, Michigan, towards the end of World War II.
So my father really didn't see me till I was about 2. When my dad got out of the Army, he didn't have much but his GI benefits. He eventually decided in about 48 to just pick up stakes and take a huge risk and come out to California. I think my story is my parents' story. I didn't grow up in the Depression as my parents' generation did, but they grew up in that era. They developed a philosophy of life that risk is really the price you pay for opportunity. And coming out to California, we didn't have much. Didn't make anything for about 7 or 8 months. As a kid, you're not aware of that stuff. You're more aware that there's only one bathroom in the house, and you got to share it and fight over it. We grew up in basically a housing tract, and I can remember walking to school, which seemed like forever. We got in our share of trouble. We were adventurous little boys. My dad took us to the Van Nuys jail one day. Not as a punishment, and we got to stand inside of a cell and watch the door close. There was no long lecture. The point was made. My parents were very good at walking their talk. I remember we weren't really supposed to play baseball in the street. I broke a window. I went and told my mom, which scared me. The only thing that scared me worse was when my dad would find out. He took me to the hardware store, and we bought some glass. We measured it and had it cut, and then we fixed their window. I knew I better not break another one. I had lots of dreams. I didn't want to be a nuclear physicist, and I didn't want to be an actor. That never occurred to me. I wanted to be a professional athlete.
Between money borrowed by his parents and a partial basketball scholarship, Tom was able to attend the University of Southern California.
My parents made enormous sacrifices. They borrowed money to send me to college.
While there, Tom was introduced to acting by one of his professors.
I had never studied acting, never taken a theater arts class. I went on an interview for a Pepsi-Cola commercial, and it was a basketball format. I told him I could stuff a basketball with either hand, and I think that got me the job.
Tom finally came to the attention of several Hollywood studios with his appearance on The Dating Game.
A bunch of people in my fraternity house were doing it. Most of them were funnier and better and got the date. I didn't. My agent at the time told Universal that Fox was interested in me and Fox that Universal was interested in me. And so he suddenly called me up and said, "You have to audition at 20th Century Fox." I went in scared to death, and I was terrible. But I think the fates were in my corner. So I got offered a contract for about, I think, $60 a week. So from then on till I got Magnum, something like 11 years later, I never had a regular job. I'd either collect unemployment or do commercials or do odd jobs to make a living. And I had to make a decent living because I also had to pay for acting classes. In my business, you're confronted with an awful lot of failure, and the failure is often you. So the rejection when you get said no to, which is most of the time, can be a little more personal, and you've got to have some kind of foundation and values. Hopefully the kid inside you never dies. That's where your dreams come from. And, if you stop dreaming, I think you start dying.